everybody, and welcome to Shit We Like. And if you don't already know from the title of today's video, we are watching BNA, Brand New Animal, episode 1 through 3. It recently was dubbed by Netflix for, for all things good and everything. It's an anime made by Trigger. So if you know who Trigger is, then you'll like this anime a lot. It's very Trigger, like very, very, very Trigger. And, the Trigger art style of everything has clean lines, everything is straight and narrow, and like the animation style is very pop and very like all the colors are there for a specific reason. There isn't like, oh, there's purple in this color and purple in there. No, it's like there's a color there. It's there for a reason. Pay attention to it. And as usual, I have Armorhide with me.
Hello. And I've noticed Trigger has a very specific way to do their character movements.
Yes,
like
they're
Trigger has a very specific run cycle.
Yeah, they're very smooth with their run cycle. Very smooth. And I like Trigger for that. Not so much their choice in anime or animation anyway when it comes to certain animes like Gurren Lagann and Darling in the Franxx, but I liked both of those shows except for the last like 8 episodes of Gurren Lagann, but that's not what we're talking about. That would be for a show called Shit We Don't Like. The spin-off podcast that'll eventually happen.
Maybe at some point on this one we can cover Gridman, the Trigger anime.
Oh, I need to watch that too. Right, I haven't watched it yet. Gridman. But yeah. So, in this world, I'm gonna preface that in this world, there are humans, normal people like you and I, and there are beastmen, people who are half human, half beast. Like as you can see in the corner of the picture there is a wolf, a white wolf, and then you'll see a tanuki, which is the main character, and we'll get into her in a minute. The show is very ham-fisted when it comes to its symbolism, or allegory to homophobia and furries and stuff like that. Like, it's very 2020. I'll put it that way.
I don't think it gets as bad as some other shows out there. It still makes characters and don't just give them like make a person of color, which I like, and I like seeing that.
Yeah.
But then that would be their only character trait. They do nothing else with them.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is just the generic black guy. Like, no.
Yeah.
He's every character has a purpose in this anime. And well, yeah. So if you want to watch this anime, just so you know that we watched the dub. We did not watch the subbed version, and yeah, it's pretty good. Like, it's like, so far I'm enjoying the anime the way it is. I'm enjoying so far of it, and I'm, I can't wait for 2 weeks from now when we watch 4, 5, 6, because it's gonna be good. And of course,
I've already seen it's real good. It's real adorable.
Well, yes, but if I were to watch it now, I'll forget about it, and then when I go to watch it, I'll be bored when we do watch it again, because I don't like rewatching things. So that's why I don't end up watching stuff. That's why I hate spoilers. I'm just like, oh, no, someone told me about that. Oh, that's boring now.
I will go into details, but they introduce a new character who has an adorable character design, and that's all I'm saying about her.
Cool. I can't wait to see her. Or him. So the story starts off with our protagonist there.
Michiru.
Yeah, Michiru. Putting they're trying to withdraw money to go to the Beast City, and literally that's what we know at this point, is that there is a city for Beast people. Like, they don't have a backstory for anything yet until like episode 2. So yeah, and she does that, and then a bunch of people are a bunch of gang members, I guess, show up, and they start spray painting.
Anti-Beastmen humans who don't like the Beastmen race and think they should be exterminated or some other extreme like that.
Yeah. That makes more sense than what I was thinking. And so she withdraws her money, and then no, before that, they show up and they spray paint like something on the wall because the translator didn't translate what they wrote on the wall, so I don't know.
I'll have to go watch the sub version to see if they put subs on the writing, because in the dub, whenever they show some Ren on the screen, they did not put subtitles on it.
Yeah, they didn't translate the kanji at all, so I didn't know. But I'm gonna guess like go home or go away or die or something, like something horrible.
Some other hateful message.
Yeah. And it moves on to they zoom in on the ductwork that's on the wall, and she comes out, she takes out her money, and she's wearing a cloak and everything, and she's like, yeah, look at me, I'm a tanuki, I'm gonna run away now, and runs onto the roof of a bus where she's looking at her phone, and then like 5 seconds later, an arrow from a crossbow goes through the phone, and here we are with our first like.
I would have been real mad because that phone was probably expensive.
That was like an iPhone 20.
Yeah.
It looked bad, but it's so. But I have to commend the guy for a great shot.
Yeah, doing that from like motorcycle back.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good shot. I'm pretty sure that wasn't on purpose, though. I think they were aiming for her and missed and got her cell phone.
Yeah. And yeah, she fights them off and like falls off the bus and falls into a forest, and they get into a fight, and then a minx shows up in her human form, because they can transform between human and animal. And like fights off the humans with her posse there, and extorts money from Mikuru. And they get on a boat and they make it to Beast City. And
it's called Anima City or Anime? Anima?
Maybe it's Anima City. You're right. Maybe Anima City, and then Ubisoft needs to sue.
I might be having the pronunciation wrong because it's a portmanteau of like animal and city.
Yeah. And then she finds out like everyone, and then she gets into like this corridor, which looks exactly like the school from Kill la Kill, which is also a Trigger anime. So I'm making hand gestures that you can't see, but yeah, it's very reminiscent of the school, like the schoolyard where Ryoko had her first fight.
It is Anima City. Anima City.
Okay. Anima City.
Brought up the wiki in case we forget things.
That's a good idea. They have their first. She has her first encounter with beasts, and they all look like they're wearing masks, like wolf masks. And they all come out, and then all of a sudden the lights turn on. It's a big party. And
turns out she happened to show up on the night they celebrate the 10th anniversary of the founding of Anima City. So that was a pretty good coincidence to show up.
Yeah. And they have a fight. No, they don't. I'm kidding. They
She plays party games and drinks Fireball, which totally isn't Red Bull,
yeah,
and
Fireball,
has
a
candy
candy.
apples,
It was a candy apple, but it had the face of a bear on it. I
which is
remember.
pretty cute, and that looks like something they would have at like a festival.
Yeah. And so they she like gets like all hyped up. She takes off her cloak and she's like, I really like Armorhide during the show mentioned that her eyes look really good, and I think that the fact that she has multicolored eyes is a symbolism of what is gonna come in the later episodes, and I'll bring that up when I
One thing
can.
I've noticed is sometimes in the animation, that second lower pink part will be shaped like hearts.
Well, that's just an anime thing.
Yeah, it's just something I noticed watching it.
And so then she sees someone doing something under the television, the big screen TV that everyone is looking at, and uh, I
Oh,
can't
hi, Tempest.
I can't remember. Hey, Tempest, how you doing, man? I can't remember the fight, the fight, but the reason why she got mad.
Oh, okay. So what happened is she saw Weasel Mink again, who was distracting her while her monkey buddy uh pickpocketed her to take her wallet and the rest of the cash.
Oh
Because when
yeah,
she was brought over the boat, she was told, "Give me, as payment, you just give me all the cash on you." So Michiru gave her a bunch of cash, but not everything. And so when they saw her again buying food for herself, they went to go steal the rest of it.
yeah,
And when chasing the thief, went under that TV and saw what looked like a maintenance dude, finger quotes, uh, finishing up. And right after he left is when the explosion that took down the TV happened.
no, because she punched the wall and then it exploded.
Yeah, she hit one of the support beams because she was mad because the thief got away.
Yeah,
And as the TV's coming down, she tries to rescue this old man that's slowly walking away from it.
oh, and the
And
most
that's
trigger
when
thing
they both
happened.
are rescued by the dude with the most on the nose name I have ever seen ever.
Well, you say it because I'm not good at it.
So this she gets rescued by the wolf in the trench coat, whose name is Shiro Okami, literally translating to white wolf.
And if you see over here in the video, I will zoom in a little bit on the picture. White Wolf is literally the guy on the right there, and Mikuru is the woman on the left.
Yeah, Michiru.
Michiru, sorry. So
Japanese has a lot of soft syllables. It's easy for them to blend together.
I have to remember that it's Michi from Gaim, but with a ru at the end.
I don't think she's bitchy though.
She's not. Wait, she's not jealous that the boyfriend gets stolen. Her girlfriend gets stolen.
She's
Anyway,
not walking around with her hair in front of her eyes trying to be edgy because oh he's sad and everything gets taken away from him.
yeah. Watch
Even
Kamen
though
Rider.
he's like the richest person in town.
Watch Kamen Rider Gaim. It's a good show. Um.
So then yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the most trigger thing happens. Like the anime. The you if you ever watch Trigger animes, you know that there are certain tropes that Trigger puts in, and it's always things in Trigger animes fall really slowly. It's like someone turned the gravity down to like 8%. Because it's falling and it's like slowly crushing her as she's running away, and then boop, he gets taken. And it's not like it's in slow motion because she's moving her legs super fast.
The TV's on slow motion while everything else is at regular speed.
Yeah, it's just weird. But yeah, that's just like the most trigger thing ever when it comes to anime. Yeah. So then they meet up. He asks her like, "What are you doing here? You caused the explosion." And then he goes into like some weird smell form where he closes his eyes
It
and
goes into detective mode from the Arkham games.
yeah, that yeah, that's way better. That's a way better symbolism. And like, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I assumed that it was you. I found the scent. I'm on my way," and leaves. And
Wait. An adult person in a Japanese anime who admits he was wrong and doesn't go down the trail of it had to be you because you were the first thing I saw.
yes,
What universe is this?
the trigger one.
Oh, I do like her response of she doesn't like get all afraid and be like, "What? Me? No." She literally just goes, "Of course it wasn't me, you dumbass. I just touched it."
Yeah. And then he leaves, and I can't. Did they immediately go to the fight, or was there something after that?
No, he follows the sense. You see him running with his eyes closed and does manage to not hit anything using his daredevil powers.
That's when we find out he's actually deaf or blind. He's just like that's how he works. It's just like he's like, yeah, I just moved by smell. What? Yeah, I didn't even know you were there.
Oh, he knew they were there because he could smell them.
No, the lack of
Uh,
smell. We'll get into that
and
later.
then there, when he catches up to a dude, another bomb goes off. But, being as he's the cool person in the Trigger anime, being buried under that rubble and that explosion that could be seen from blocks away doesn't phase him. He just zombie grabs the dude's ankle and gets up out of the rubble and doesn't care.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "You working for the humans, aren't you? You've lost your privilege of being a beastman.
Yeah, he's
Here,
like,
I'm
"Why
not
did
gonna."
you attack the festival?" And smells human on them and goes, "Oh, you were sold out by the humans.
And then
I'm just gonna beat you to death now."
speed lines
Yep, lots of
because
speed lines and melee juggling.
and he's like, "You don't deserve to be killed by my claws. You deserve to be killed by my fists." And proceeds to beat the shit out of them. And then one of the most badass scenes I've ever seen, ever, which is a direct. I watched the fight again in both both BNA and in Kill la Kill, and it's literally a copy of the fight.
The first fight in Kill la Kill.
Like no, but like it's a later fight. But when he rips the antlers off the deer, which there's a deer and a rhino that's fighting.
No, he was a lion.
A lion. Sorry, you're right. Rhino's later. There's a deer and a lion. Rips the antlers off the deer and beats the fuck out of the deer with it. So the deer's unconscious. Then he gets grabbed by the lion. And in the same scene that they use, the same animation keyframes that they used for Kill la Kill, he takes the antler, it smashes the guy in the head with the antler, like kicks it behind him, hits him in the head, then beats the shit out of him, and then this is the keyframe I'm talking about, is right here when the antler hits the ground. It's the same animation, like it spins like bink and hits the ground as the same scene with the main woman and Rico from Kill la Kill, because that's the scissors flying across, the pink scissors flying across and hitting the ground in front of the camera. It's the same scene, so like that's a reference to Kill la Kill. And if you watch BNA, there are tons of references to other anime from other Trigger animes in there,
Oh
including
yeah,
those.
the Beastmen were watching Axe Cop on their big monitor earlier in the episode.
Right, Axe Cop was on the big screen TV, which is another Trigger anime.
And in episode 3, there was another one I noticed.
Yeah,
Was it 3 the one with the children? No, that was 2.
that was 2, because 3's the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then they get into a fight. He wins, ties him up. Batman.
Leaves them in the alley for the cops to find, like the intro of the 90s Batman show.
Yeah, with a note
That they didn't translate.
that they did not translate, which I will have to go and look up on the translations now, because that's, yeah. I don't know if I should just watch the sub, but the problem is, it's just like, reading.
I might put the sub on and just fast forward to those specific scenes.
Yeah, probably. And then, yeah, so the episode ends, and I didn't even mention how good the theme song is.
Oh yeah, that theme song is super catchy. I need to look up the name so I can just find it on its own.
There's 2 versions. There's an English version made by Amelie. That's really well done too.
Of course there is.
Yeah, it's really well done. I think
I
it's just
have
called
her,
I think it's just called BNA. I think
was it the first or second outro of My Hero where it was all the girl classmates?
Yes, it was the second one. I don't know actually.
Yeah, I got Amy Lee's version of that song.
Good, it's a good song.
It is.
And it's so the theme song is super catchy. Even the full version is like, usually when they do a full version of an anime, usually the catchy part is the part that they use for the theme, and the rest of it's kind of meh. But the whole theme song is really, really good. The outro, though, on the other hand, is an anime outro. It's there to put you to sleep. It's I have not I have not seen an outro for an anime that I've actually enjoyed since the 3rd season of Bleach.
I was gonna say something, but then all the good outros I found are from Toku, not from anime.
Yeah, like Toku outros are great.
Sentai has a lot of good songs as their outros because they're meant to be danced to.
Yeah, there's always like a dance, and it always shows you how to do the dance.
Like the current Sentai, its outro is actually a really catchy song. I like it.
Episode 2 starts with her in the police station.
It shows the end of the fight again, where to stop Shido from killing the dudes, she activated her Tanuki tail powers and grabbed them and put them behind her. And that's where we got the plot twist of not all humans are bad because I am a human too. Dun
Right.
dun dun.
Yeah, I was a human before this happened. And then
So he takes her to the Beast Co-op to be examined by a doctor friend of his and his wife. And their test says she's a beast man, but she still is claiming that she was a human a year ago.
yeah, she was a student. And he goes,
So
and it's like, you should have a student ID then. And
she's like, if I can find my wallet, I'll have my student ID, which proves I was human. So that's when she leaves and runs into Mink Girl again.
No, Monkey runs after the monkey.
Yep.
Finds the monkey guy stealing again, chases him down. He tells, and then the Mink shows up, and it's just like, hey, fuck you, let go of my guy. Basically.
And she's like, oh, hey, fancy meeting you here. She's like, why are you holding me up? Or, you're working with the monkey. You're protecting him. What? No.
No.
That's just a quinkydink.
How dare you assume that? Do you know who I am? Like, yes.
He goes, you know what? I'll give you a piece of advice. If anything does get stolen, it'll end up in the, Rabbit Town or Rabbit Hole?
Yeah, Rabbit.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, Rabbit something. Or Bunny
Go
something.
ask for Grandmama or Ma Grandma.
And, so she does. Like a protagonist would. Immediately just goes in there. It's like, and then she gets, in so much shit for being in her beast form.
Apparently, with the gangs and stuff, if you show up in your beast form, you're looking for a fight. But
Yeah.
Michiru can't switch between human and beast.
So we see what it was, a lioness, right? We see the
I
woman
think so, yeah, female
transforming.
lion.
Yeah, transforms into a lioness and is like, don't fuck with me. You know.
And then turns out the mama rabbit did have her wallet, which is good. And she goes, "Yeah, I'll give it back to you, but I need a favor from you first." And shows her a group of children.
Like, oh, you're a student, right? You're a student, right? Takes out her student ID. You're a student, right? I need you to go do something. I forgot what it was. Teach them
teach
something.
the little children how to read and write.
Yeah, that's it.
And she's like, "Oh, not being a garbage human being," goes, "Oh, of course I'll help educate these abandoned children so they can at least read on their own."
Yeah, and teaches them how to spell their name. Well, teaches one how to spell their name.
And her working with the children was actually kind of a cute scene, and that's when we learn of the legend of the White Wolf.
Yep.
Well, White Wolf or Silver Wolf. I wonder who they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be. That could be anyone.
It could be the White Wolf character with all the superpowers, right?
Yeah. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
We don't know that. We don't know anything.
So to continue where we left off, she's teaching the kids how to write their names, and while this is going on, the mafia shows up looking for their money. And the old lady, who's actually respectable, it's like, "Look, I don't got the money. I don't know what you being here is not going to make a difference. We'll give it to you when we got it, but we don't got it today." He's like, "Oh, but you just got a fresh shipment in. If you hurry up and sell that now, you'll have my money."
How'd you know about that?
And then as he walks out, he goes, "This is what you get for letting a woman be in charge." I'm like, "Fuck you, old man."
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
No wonder your daughter hates you. And so it turns out the reason she wanted Michiru to teach him how to read and write, because when she sells these children, she gets a higher price if they can read and write on their own.
Yeah, so
but has to sell them real quick, and was gonna sell Michiru along off with her.
And then we have like a really cool scene right after that, because she gets lifted up and they start like, she basically starts
use her powers to break out.
Yeah, and then that's when we find out that she has the ability to like grow any part of her body.
I think what her ability is going to be, I'm just speculating from some of the other scenes I've seen, is that even though she's a tanuki, she can morph her body to be take on the traits of other animals, because she has like the big tanuki magical tail that can engulf things. But as we saw in this scene, she can like Luffy stretch her arms.
Yeah.
And in another scene later, she can use like the high pitched voice of a bird, and she takes on a beak like shape.
And she also and she also has like bunny ears later on.
Yeah, she can change her ears into bunny ears in order to hear better.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird, but I'm enjoying this character. Yeah,
the fact that she can change her shape leads to some pretty good visual gags.
Yeah, because like so she ties up the guy, and then they release the thing. It falls, and she like traps everyone in her tail. They escape, but only for a few minutes, because then the lioness lady grabs Miru. I keep saying her name wrong. I'm so bad at her name. I'll get it eventually. And gets her in a headlock, basically in a headlock, and she starts to pass out, and then all you hear is like punching and fighting, and then it cuts to White Wolf, who is there beating the shit out of everyone. And it's just like a really good fight scene. It's like another really good, like clear battled fight scene. Another Trigger fight scene.
Lots of
Honest.
exaggerated kicks and punches, and I'm pretty sure Shiro plays melee in his free time, based
Yeah.
on how he fights.
Yeah, and then they have this battle. He's like, and then she goes, "You wouldn't punch me. I'm a woman." And he's just like, ha, 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 ha. "No,
Bitch, these hands are rated E for everybody.
yeah, that's the fists of justice are unisex." And they go through the fight scene and everything. They get out. The police show up. They arrest everybody. She gets her wallet back. And then Shiro grabs him and grabs her, and it goes to episode 3. Like, it literally just cuts to episode 3. Like, episode 3 just starts with her locked in a room.
No, how it starts is she wakes up in her room that the doctor who works at the Beast Co-op was kind enough to provide her with until she can get on her own because she's a new arrival with no job or anything. And you see Shiro be kind of creepy, but using his magical smelling powers to smell her past from her student ID.
Oh my god.
Like, he's not being a creep, it's just the way it looks like he's being a creep.
Yo, if they showed like a scene of her in the shower and him going, no, 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 I would have been like, I would have did that I would have ended the anime right there.
No, but you see, like, her being on her basketball team and hanging out with who I assume is her best friend back when she was human, and you see they're in like some kind of accident, and then it fast forward to her friend changing and then being forced into a van by a bunch of MIB looking dudes,
And
and then
the
fast
same
forward
thing.
again to her being alone in her room, and that's when she changes into the Tanuki girl
Yeah.
and
Which is
herself hiding away in her room for who knows how long until she discovers what Anima City is.
like it was really disturbing when she transformed because she had like bear claws. So she doesn't have like the most like in the anime, the Tanuki hands are like adorable little hands. But like in the transformation, it was like one frame of like super terrifying hands, like with claws and like, I'm gonna kill you, rawr. Basically.
Oh, she's probably gonna go berserk on someone. That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah. And then so he throws her in a room, or she's already in that room with a bunch of like books and everything. And he like
No, once he sees that she is human, he gets up, grabs her from her new room, throws her in the closet, and starts piling all of his furniture up in front of it
yeah, and that's when the mayor shows up.
to ask him to help with a bomb threat.
Yeah, and yeah, he smells all the bombs and everything. And before that happens, though, it was like a really cool scene.
This is when the bird form come into play for a sec, where she's yelling as loud as her can because she realized there's another person in the room.
Yeah.
And the mayor's like, "Did you hear something?" And of course, Shiro's like, "No, I didn't hear anything.
How dare you?
There's nothing."
Nothing there.
And the mayor, being pretty smart, looks over and goes, "Move all that right now."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And the mayor, actually being cool, would be like, "Oh, so this is the human girl Michiru. Very nice to meet you. You know about that? Of course I know about that."
It's like, oh, did you? She goes, "You got to learn from Grandmama." I'm not telling you. I must protect my sources. It's just like, sketchy. Just a little sketchy.
I think we're gonna find out that the mayor was forced to agree to something bad in order to make Anima City happen.
Oh, absolutely. It's gonna be like later on, like episode like 10 or 11. There's only 12 seasons. There's only 12 episodes in the season, which is
Yeah.
surprisingly low for a Trigger anime, because Trigger usually goes to 24.
It probably is Netflix split the first season up into two halves because
No.
Netflix only does 10 to 12 episodes at a time.
Because no, it's not, because the dub only goes to 12. I mean, the sub only
Yeah.
goes to 12.
I'd have to look online to see if it aired in Japan and how much of it aired. But Netflix personally doesn't like going over like 12 episodes for a season.
Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm just gonna just quickly.
I could be wrong, and it could just be a 13 episode season either way.
Yeah, 12 episodes of the sub. So 12 episodes, actually. So the original show is only 12 episodes long.
Yeah,
So
that's still average.
Yeah, but if you go look at Darling in the Franxx, or go look at Kill the Kill or Gurren Lagann, which had 2 seasons, which doesn't matter. But like all those other animes, they're all 24 episodes. Like every Trigger anime is 24 episodes.
I'm looking at the wiki. It is a Netflix exclusive anime. It came out in Netflix Japan back in March. So yeah, it probably is Netflix going, we only do 13 episodes a season.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. So they did the 7 Deadly Sins then, because 7 Deadly Sins is the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she transforms her lips into like what looks like a chicken, and like screams. She gets out. They talk about how she's a half human or a human beforehand. Shows her ID. And wants to go to the hospital to see if there's, or like a DNA facility or something like that, to see if there's a way that she can be cured, is the word they used.
Yeah, because at this point in time, she's assuming it's a disease.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the bombings happen to be of hospital supply trucks for that hospital, so she wants to go help.
Yeah. And they get to the hospital. Like, after he sniffs out all the bombs, tells them where they all are, he goes to the hospital, and another bomb goes off in the hospital.
Before all that happens is when she finds one of the scientist dudes selling supplies to said mafia from last episode.
Oh, right, yeah. She gets on the top of a truck and goes into the parking garage. And that's when we find out that she can change her ears to bunny ears.
Yeah,
and
it's
they see her. Huh?
I was gonna say it's her bunny ears that give her away, so the mafia starts chasing her.
Yeah, and then they get her to. She's calling him on the cell phone. Oh, she gets a new cell phone, by the way. Calls him on the cell phone.
With an adorable little bear logo instead of an Apple logo.
Yeah, it is fairly adorable. And but then again, she breaks her phone, or assumingly, because
she chucks it as a weapon at the dude.
And the dude just like sidesteps it. It's like, I have to teach you some manners. And then Shiru shows up and beats the shit out of everyone again. And they all run off.
Sorry. Koru, the little bird that he has, told me what was going on. Oh, and earlier you see her trying to call him, and he left his phone in the police car. On vibrate.
Yeah, while they were looking at the bombs, yeah. Then they go, beats the shit out of them, they all run away. Then he says, like, you can stay or leave, and they're like, well, fuck this, I'm out.
And then the scientist dude was looking at her through security footage, because she looked familiar, and that's when he recognizes her and brings up a photo of her when she's still human. So that's a little sketchy.
So that's how we know that there's, like, something going on, is, like, at this point, in episode 3, we finally find out that something is going on. That they're manufacturing beastmen, I guess, from humans.
Maybe, or maybe trying to make a hybrid.
Yeah. Like, maybe they're just trying to perfect the formula.
But we don't know at this point. But there's another explosion, and thinking it was a bomb they missed, they were confused, and when they get there, there's no scent. Like,
Literally no scent, like, at all. And it makes sense that even he was like, this is weird. There should be some sort of scent here. But I don't
something
smell
like
anything.
the person who passed by or the explosive that was used, but nothing.
Yeah. And they go up to the director. No, the director shows up. And it's like, this is your fault. You're the police. You should have seen this happen. Blah, blah, blah. Your fault.
I don't think he's even a director. I think he's just a slightly higher tech dude.
Oh, maybe.
Technician.
Well, he had his own desk and office in a giant office.
Yeah, so he probably had like a supervisor position, but I didn't think he was that high.
Yeah, maybe.
But he gets a phone call from this totally not sketchy blonde dude in New York.
Oh, yeah, in New York. Because
you can tell it's New York because there's the Empire State Building there.
Yeah.
None of the other buildings look like New York, but they put that one in. And he tells him you need
like
to.
A giant ape going up the fucking building because it's BNA. That would be so funny if they did.
Tells him you need to cover this up and make sure there's no evidence of that girl being there. Like, and heavily implies getting rid of the girl too. So that's when he sets off the bomb in the lab that had the data in it. And after checking out, they come back and do their best Phoenix Red impression. And say the dude definitely did it himself because they figure there's a chemical that can erase scent, and the scent is erased from him as well.
Yeah, his hands don't have any smell.
Because whatever he was using to cover his tracks, he got on his hands.
Yeah. And then he transforms into a rhino, and then also at the same time, a chameleon comes out of the background and grabs, I still can't pronounce
Michiru.
Michiru. Keep forgetting. And he leaves with Michiru to the roof, and the rhino guy fights Shiru, and they both, like, he falls down like a pit and like grabs the rhino at the bottom of the pit by his horn, and it's like, you've lost your ability to be a rhino. You don't deserve a beast. You don't deserve your horn. And he's like, no, don't break my horn. Snap. Snaps the horn off. Beats the shit.
Looked like it hurt.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like breaking your nose off. Beats the shit out of him, knocks him out, ties him up. And then on the roof of the building, the chameleon is like spouting off bullshit about how he hates humans and how...
Or hates that girl. It's all her fault.
Yeah,
she shouldn't have come back.
And then throws her off the edge.
Now what happens, she tried to make her arms grow again, and in doing so, slapped him around and made him drop her.
Oh, yeah.
And so Shiro shows up, jumps off the roof to catch her in midair, and then, at this point, she does nothing. She doesn't use her magical tail to catch him. And
I was so mad! I was so mad! It's like,
you got magical tail, come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Nope,
bang,
lets him hit a window, breaking through the window, bouncing off another roof, and hitting the concrete on the ground.
And then he just gets back up instantly, and he just has like a cut on his forehead. He's like,
I'm fine. I'm like, how are you not dead?
But like, oh, I was so mad, because I'm like, you have fluffy tail powers. You've used it before.
More than once.
Yeah. And then they go off to they leave, right? Like, they leave? Or is that just where it ends? I thought they were leaving to somewhere. They were going to the police station, or he's going to the hospital or something.
No, I think that's about where it ends, because she makes the promise of, like, I accept that, at least as of right now, I am a beast man.
Yeah, and you must protect me.
I may have been human before, but now I'm not.
And now you must protect me because I'm a beast man, and you protect all beastmen. And he's just like, fuck, you found the loophole.
Oh, I have a question. They probably won't answer in the show, but Shido, especially in his human form, is wearing like a leather choker. Is he someone's sub?
No, he's a simp. We talked about this.
Like, well, yeah, but he's a
But-
sub to someone. Who's his dom?
The mayor.
That's got to be it. The mayor's his mistress,
It has
and that's
to be
why
the
he
mayor.
can't tell her no. The older bald lady, like I'm pretty sure she just shaves her head or something.
Oh, or
She turns into a hairless cat.
a hairless cat. Yeah, a sphinx cat. But yeah, that's it for the 3 episodes of BNA though. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I love the colors and the character designs. And the action's pretty good.
And like I said, like it's a trigger anime, so everything has a purpose in this anime because every scene in the anime is hand drawn, and then this computer, and then they use computers to color it. So that's why everything looks so smooth, and every frame is like hand drawn as a trigger anime normally is. And so if you see color in it or lack of color, it's there for a reason. Pay attention to it. Like her tail, when it grows, it glows a bright blue. Like it's there for a reason. It's like it's there. It's like her magic. It's like powers that she has. When her hands grow, it's like a bright pink color that appears before it grows, like a flash. When her ears grow, it's a bright yellow color. It's a flash. When she was yelling, it was black and white because it was in a dark room. But yeah, so
and then yeah, when Shiro uses his tracking smell, I can just get whatever info the plot needs me to get right now. Powers.
Yeah, it's like it like when he closes his eyes and uses his smell powers, the screen turns completely black, and beasts and humans alike have a color associated with them. Now, I haven't seen anyone for humans yet, but everyone has like
the humans they showed were like a pink color,
and then beasts were like kind of like a beigey yellow.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen enough to see if that's consistent or is that just how his mind processes whatever he's focusing on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think the bombs were red.
The bombs were red. Yeah. And so yeah, that's it for today's podcast, guys. If you are watching this on YouTube later, which I think you might be, don't forget to go to twitch.tv/thatoverkillguy and give me a follow. I stream almost every day unless I'm sick. So come on over, have fun. I will put the link to the intro of the theme song in the description of the video, as well as the link to my Twitch channel, Armorhides Twitch channel, the Discord for That Overkill Guy, and also any relevant information about the show, where you can go watch it, which you can just go watch on Netflix right now. They have it all on there. Yeah, so I hope everyone here has a great day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Say goodbye, Armorhide.
Bye.